in Milgram's study, it was all about an individual authority telling you to do something wrong. And I said, you know, there's not many examples like that. You know, maybe in the military, you know, sergeant would say, you know, take that hill or kill this traitor. But usually we're in a business, we're in a corporation, we're in a gang, and no one person tells you to do this. Everybody else is doing it, so you see what everybody else is doing. Right. So I wanted a situation where it was not an individual authority telling you or showing you what to do. It was, you're playing a role. You're the foreman. You're the manager. You know, and in that role, there are role expectations. When you play this role, you know, this is what you should be doing. And so that's what I wanted to do. So I said, and I wanted college students. I wanted, you know, in Milgram's study, it was men ages 20 to 50. They had one group of women that behaved the same as men, meaning 2 out of every 3 gave a shock. But I wanted bright, intelligent college students.
Why? Why? Because they're untainted?
Well, less, you know, they're more untainted, but they're smart. They should be able to figure out what's happening, you know, and refuse.
But you knew they wouldn't.
No, I didn't know. I realized at the beginning.
Okay.
Because also it's 1971. A lot of these kids are anti-war activists. The civil rights movement was starting. All of them hate police because students who are revolting on campus against the war, often the university administration would bring police onto the campus. And in one place in Ohio called Kent State, the National Guard actually shot and killed students who were protesting, which is, you know, unheard of. So students hated cops and hated prison guards. So when we began the study, you know, nobody wanted to be a guard. I mean, I said you could be what do you choose? Nobody wanted to be a guard. And now
you selected a group of what? How many students?
There were 24. We put an ad in the Palo Alto Times, the newspaper, saying, wanted college students for study of prison life. We'll begin on August 14th. It'll go one to 2 weeks, and you'll get $15 a day. Now, we did it at that time because summer schools were ending then, and I know students had 2 weeks free before starting school in September. So, and I think students could use, you know, some money. And therefore, we got a lot of students from all over the country. They were not Stanford students.
Okay.
Only 2 of the students in the experiment were from Stanford. In fact, 2 of the guards were brothers who had been at Stanford in summer school.
Okay. And so you did psychological profiles, and they were all
personality tests, psychological profiles, physical profiles. We picked 24, normal, psychologically normal, physically healthy. And then the key to the study is, it's like flipping a coin. You're a guard, you're a prisoner, you're a guard, you're a prisoner. And then we validated that by putting the guards in military uniforms with symbols of power, billy clubs, handcuffs, whistles. And then we, idea I got from the movie Cool Hand Luke with Paul Newman.
Of course.
I put them in silver reflecting sunglasses. I should have brought a pair for the audience. And that meant people couldn't see their eyes. So there's a kind of de-individuation.
Okay. Had you researched each one of these aspects, or you just knew?
No, I knew.
That this would separate them from their individuality and their identity.
And then for the prisoners, we wanted to put them in a different kind of uniform, a simple smock, and we took away the names. They were a number, actually Boy Scout numbers we sewed on, and they became the number. So they had to remember their number, remember all the other prisoners by number. The guards would refer to them, 8612, 3415, 7289. They became a number rather than a person. And again, that's really critical. So even before the study evolved, once they accepted the fact that they are a number, and then in those days, again in the 70s, everybody had hair, you know, from the song, the play, the movie, hair.
Long hair.
So typically, if it was another era, you'd say, we got to shave off your head as they do in the military. But instead, we put women's nylon stocking caps on to cover. So now they all look the same.
Okay. The prisoners had
stockings
on.
Look the same.
Okay. And you gave them like a smock and no underwear as well?
A smock and no underwear.
Which again kind of dehumanizes them. Yeah,
dehumanizes, but also mean it feminizes them a little. So, you know, if you bend over, your butt is sticking out. You know, so again, we put a lot of time. It was me and 2 graduate students and 1 undergraduate. That was my staff.
Did the administration have to approve this study?
And they did. It was kids playing cops and robbers in an experiment. Now, it was although it was 1971, Stanford University had just developed a human subjects research committee. So I presented what we're going to do. I said, here's why we're doing it. Nobody's ever done anything exactly like this. And I said, we're going to be videotaping. Any one of your staff could come down and observe what's happening. And they came down the first day, and the first day nothing was happening.
Right, and you videotaped it. Why? Why did you know that was important? Because back then that's hard to do.
Yeah, well, we only could afford 13 hours, because in those days it's 1-inch Ampex tapes, and then it cost $100 to develop it. But I knew we wanted to see the progressive change over time. See, in Milgram's study and most research, it's 1 hour or less. Here it's 24/7. There are 3 prisoners in each of 3 cells, so 9 prisoners at any one time, and there are 3 guards working 8-hour shifts, one after another. And then we had replacement guards, replacement prisoners.
And you physically arrested the students as well with the local police.
Yeah, so I'm glad you remember that, because for me that was the key to making the studies work instantly.
You're kind of a Hollywood showman a little bit, Dr. Z.
Yeah. I thought actually an alternative career would have been I would have been Clint Eastwood, I think, a Clint Eastwood type.